So, our world is currently full of SpongeBobs. Why do I say that? Because people don't know how to drive! First, in this video, this absolute moron decides to text while driving a car. And guess what happens? Yep, she crashes it. One second later. And you know what's even crazier? This is actually a rental car. I shouldn't have to explain this, but I'm gonna. Hi there, and welcome to Jalen Says. If you want to learn something new today, pay attention and listen to what I have to say. When you rent something, you do not own it. You are just borrowing it for the time being. Why? Because when you rent something, you have to give it back to the original owner. And this idiot had the audacity to claim that she wasn't texting while driving. But guess what? The car had a camera in it. So, that's absolute bullshit! Because we can literally see you live and in living color texting while you're driving. So, yeah, there's no denying this. And let this be a PSA on why you should never text, drink, do drugs, or any other shit while you're driving. 'Cause it's gonna kill you. But speaking of people getting killed, these children almost got killed after this absolute impatient son of a bitch drove a school bus onto a train track and just barely missed getting hit by a train.
14-year-old Isabel Sinibaldi was sitting in the back of the bus and says as the train approached, she couldn't move.
I tried to press on my seatbelt. It wouldn't unlatch, so that's where I just covered my head and I closed my eyes as hard as I can and hope that nothing bad happened.
The driver, 67-year-old Yvonne Hampton, was arrested and faces several charges, including reckless driving and 29 counts of felony child neglect. According to the arrest report, the railroad crossing warning signs were activated, including audible bells, and the crossing arms began to lower. The bus proceeded to cross over the railroad tracks, and investigators say they reviewed audio and video from inside the bus. A female voice saying, "Not gonna stop for no train," was heard just before the incident. A deputy said they recognized the voice as the driver's from their interview with her. Hampton told deputies there was a car stopped in front of her and she was not able to pull up until the car moved away.
I have so many things that I want to say to this bus driver. But if I did, my channel would get deleted. And since we're getting very close to 500 subs, I am not about to let that happen. What I will say, though, is that you better be lucky that none of those kids got injured. Because have you seen what a train does to a bus? It will literally destroy it. So you almost killed this entire class of kids just because you can't wait for a train to cross. What in the world is wrong with you? First of all, not only was that incredibly stupid and dangerous, but secondly, and most importantly, as I keep saying, those children could have died. I'm glad your ass got arrested, because clearly you are in no way, shape, or form fit to be driving anybody around, let alone kids. And because of your dumbass impulsiveness, you're now facing 29 felony child neglect charges. And in Florida, a child neglect charge that does not result in great bodily harm can land you either 5 years in prison or 5 years probation and a $5,000 fine. So, if we do the math here, 5 times the amount of children on that bus, which was 29, you'd be facing 145 years in prison. So yeah, I don't feel bad for you at all, you piece of shit. Endangering children's lives just because you can't wait 30 seconds for a train to fully cross is just... I don't even know what to say! And finally, to end this video on a lighthearted note, back in September of 2025, a woman crashes her car while singing Baby One More Time. Take a look.
Hit me, baby, one more time!
Now look, I understand it can be fun having music on while you're driving, but at some point, there's gotta be a limit. Because singing or humming along to your favorite song in the car is one thing, but if you're doing all these dance moves while you're driving on top of singing along to the song itself, it's too much. And that would lead to you possibly getting in an accident, like the woman did. So while I'm not against having music on in the car, I would highly suggest to let the passengers do the singing so you can focus on the driving. But at the end of the day, if you like singing along to Britney Spears in the car, then I can't stop you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and this taught you to just be careful when you're driving. Be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention and follow all the traffic laws, all the stuff that you should know by now. And I shouldn't have to tell you, but I do anyway. Anyways, thanks for watching, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you when I see ya.